Right, Paul, there's been a shift, hasn't there? Because there's sort of products like this one here on the left, which is a Picatinny sort of mounted scope.
Yep.
But now we've got scope-looking scopes. So that's really evolved over what, the last couple of years?
It has, yeah. I think Pulsar Thermion was the first to go with a traditional day scope design. They also have they had the trail, which looked a bit like, I always use this analogy of Luke Skywalker's light blaster. You know, a bit of a kind of modern boxy scope on top of the rifle. These look like a traditional day scope. So if you've got a nice Blaser rifle, you're putting big chunky boxy thermal on it, or you have something that looks sleek like a German optic. It looks traditional. But the best thing about it is it fits in 30mm rings. You don't have to change your rifle and buy a Picatinny rail that it fits specifically to. This will plonk onto most 30mm rings. So if you think of a 50mm day scope, that will go back in its place. So you're not messing around buying expensive rings or having to change your rail. So.
Okay. Now, as far as what we have in front of us here, is there a sort of a variety of price points, or were you all talking about the same sort of markup?
Yeah, we have a variety of price points. We have thermal imaging rifle scopes starting now from about £1,100. Hick do the Thunder range and Infrared do a range, and they're designed for ratting and rabbiting, so perfect in an air rifle or a rimfire. Pulsar do the Thermion XM30, which is just over £2,000, so getting into the higher price point, but again, you're getting Pulsar quality and Pulsar design, and it's again perfect for rimfire ranges, so occasional use for shorter range for foxing, but you're still looking for a thermal rifle scope, you're still into the £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 to get a performance thermal rifle scope.
What was the previous model of Pulsar that people really liked?
So there was the Pulsar Trail and the Pulsar Trail LRF, which looked a bit like this one here, that had a Picatinny rail. That's gone now. That's been replaced when the new Thermion Pro launched. So everything in Pulsar now is using the traditional tube design, which is a lot better, a lot easier to mount as well.
Oh, it is. So there was a lot of fans of that previous model, though.
It was a really good product. Just things have evolved, technology has evolved, and the new tube style with new technology has replaced it. So it was very, very popular, but now things have moved on and design's kind of taken over. And the difference between the two Thermions you have in front of you there? So we've got three Thermions in the range. We've got a Thermion XQ, which is a 384x288 sensor. Then we have the Thermion 2 Xp50 with a 640-480 sensor. And we have the brand new flagship, the Xp50 Pro. If you want to have a little look at that, David, there's a little button that says Xp50 Pro. So this is the professional range from Pulsar. So this has a 640x480 sensor as well as the Thermion 2, but a few little hidden tricks under its sleeve as well. Okay, now there is debate about whether certain scopes deliver a good enough quality of image. In your mind, is the current market good enough? Is this pretty much everything ticking that box? People always ask us how far can I shoot something with a thermal rifle scope, but when you use a thermal rifle scope, you tend to learn you don't have to shoot them that far. It doesn't see a glow of an infrared illuminator coming from it, there's no light coming from it, there's no sound coming from it. You can get closer to things and you can quite comfortably shoot foxes that, that were previously lamp shy without them ever knowing you were there. So, I would say 200 metres most people would shoot out to, and anything in the Pulsar or infrared range will do out to 200 metres quite comfortably. When you're up to the Thermion 2 Xp50s, you can use them for further, but you don't really need to. 200 metres is a long way at night, and either one of the Thermions will deliver that comfortably. Okay, it's a dynamic industry, as we said before. What's coming into the market? So this is just launched brand new, the Thermion Pro, which Thermion 2 Xp50, Thermion 2 Xb50 Pro. We're quite often asked what's pro about it. Quite a lot. Although it's the same sensor resolution inside, the image quality is dramatically improved. We've been using this, we did a rabbit hunting video the other day, and the clarity and contrast definition in this is way, way better. It's also got a big box at the front, which is kind of going back to the kind of Star Wars analogy I used earlier, but this is a laser rangefinder. So now 640x480, you can find what you're looking for really crisp and clear. You can range find it as well, and that's the business. Really, really cool product. So that's new from Pulsar. Hick Micro are launching a new thermal scope, which we haven't got yet, called the Hick Micro Stellar. That's coming in a 384, so like the Thermion XQ, as well as a 640 called the Stellar Pro. So that's launching very soon. In fact, I think we're due to get the first shipment of them this week. So we saw them at the British Shooting Show recently, and they're launching soon. So that's coming new. Infrared, I've got the Tube TL35. Going back to our friend Mark Ripley again, this is what he uses for foxing mostly. They're bringing out a TH50 in this model with a 50mm lens, 640 sensor. So again, that's going to be along the lines of the Thermion 2 Xp50 and the Stellar Pro. So that's what's new coming to the market. Awesome.
just give me a roundup of price points again, including the new products coming to market.
Yep, so you're looking infrared tube 2,600 starting for the TL35, your Thermion XM30 just over 2,000, XQ50 2,600, Thermion Pro 4,600. The Stellar are going to be, from memory, 2,900 and 3,500. I don't know yet. I can't quite. We haven't seen them yet in the production model, so I'm not 100% sure the price of that yet. But they're coming. But certainly in terms of price, you're starting at £1,100 for your budget, £2,000 for your kind of middle of the range, up to £4,000 for your top end.
Okay, and we've seen the last of these, of Luke Skywalker's.
This is still available. This is the Ricoh. So the Ricoh has got the 640 sensor from infrared, but the new tube, again, they're putting that sensor inside a tube with better lens, better optics. So whether that will continue, not 100% sure. That's a damn good scope, really good quality image, but it's just got that older design. I think the tube will take over with the new sensor.
Okay, but that design's now dead.
Dying.
Dying.
Yeah, certainly, yeah, this design's so much nicer.